you can count on.
Good morning to you. I'm Fred Blankenship.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Linda Stouffer. It is Sunday, January 12th. By 2020, Atlanta is aiming to keep 90% of its waste out of our landfills. And this morning, we're going to go behind the scenes to give you a rare look at the road your recyclables take.
It's a chance to see how the city is turning your trash into cash.
When people put their stuff in the can, it gets picked up by a City of Atlanta driver. The driver brings his truck here where we weigh it and bring it to our tip floor. At the tip floor, the driver ejects the load, and from there we load it onto our system. And the first part of the system is the pre-sort, where we're pulling out any contamination. From there, the material gets separated in various ways between fiber and plastics, and the finished product gets put on a line and comes out in baled form.
The City of Atlanta gets paid $30 per ton for their clean, dry recyclables. So that's why it's so important that the residents don't contaminate it with yard waste, food, clothing.
When people put the wrong stuff into the recycling container, it costs the city money, because for us, we have to process it and then dispose of it.
A good load of recyclables is dry and clean. The lid has been kept on. The cart does not have things like yard debris, clothing, food sources.
Small amounts of food contamination won't kill us, but we want to keep it to a minimum.
Back in the late 80s, early 90s, you contaminated a load, the whole thing went to the landfill. So now it's not quite as intense scrutiny. It's still very important, but there is actually more being recycled in the 21st century.
The biggest misconception, I think, about recycling is, does it really get recycled? And after being in this business for 7 years and going to the mills and seeing the finished product, I can honestly say, yes, it does.
Georgia is the second largest state in end-user recyclables, so that creates revenues in our community as well as jobs for our neighbors. So definitely recycle.
And here's a warning: if you throw your plastic bags in with your recycling, they say those bags can clog up the machine. So they encourage you to drop them off at your local grocery store instead.